Governor and now mayoral candidate Andrew Cuomo is once again dominating talk of the New York City mayor's race. This time, it's not over his poll numbers, but a Justice Department investigation.
America, the Department of Justice just launched a criminal investigation into former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo for allegedly lying to Congress about his role covering up C-19 nursing home deaths. But here's the shocking part. Cuomo testified that he had no involvement in drafting a report that underreported nursing home deaths by 46%. But emails and handwritten notes prove that he was directly involved. And all this happens just as he's leading in the New York City mayor race.
Cuomo is now under federal investigation.
That investigation stemming from Cuomo's testimony during the pandemic.
What is up, guys? Tyson De La Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. This perfectly illustrates how the Democrat politicians will lie, cover up, and manipulate data when it comes to their C-19 failures. And they have the audacity to run for office again like nothing happened. I'm breaking down the investigation, the evidence against Cuomo, and why this matters for every single American who lost loved ones during the pandemic. Let me break this down for you. The Justice Department has opened a criminal investigation into former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, following a criminal referral from the House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer. The investigation centers around Cuomo's testimony to Congress in June 2024, where he claimed he had absolutely no involvement in drafting or editing a July 2020 state health report.
Well, we learned just yesterday, reports coming out, that former New York governor and now mayoral candidate, Andrew Cuomo, well, he's under investigation by the federal government.
Broke the story that the Department of Justice opened an investigation into former Governor Andrew Cuomo and mayoral frontrunner about a month ago, alleging that he lied to Congress over COVID nursing home deaths.
But here's the problem. Evidence including emails, handwritten notes show Cuomo was directly involved in creating that report, which underreported nursing home fatalities by approximately 46%. This wasn't just a small error. This was a deliberate attempt to hide the deadly consequences of his policies.
The investigation stems from an executive order Cuomo issued on March 25th, 2020, that ordered nursing homes to accept COVID-positive nursing home patients into their facilities. Cuomo later reversed this order on May 10th, but not before the Cuomo administration changed how they reported nursing home deaths, skewing the number to make it look like fewer nursing home residents passed away from COVID, something Cuomo later downplayed.
Remember, this is the same Andrew Cuomo who forced nursing homes to accept C-19 positive patients while Trump was building field hospitals that Cuomo barely used. Thousands of elderly New Yorkers died as a result of this. And instead of taking responsibility, Cuomo's administration cooked the books to hide the death toll.
Whether a person died in a hospital or died in a nursing home, it's the people died.
In July of 2020, the state health department released what was supposed to be an independent report, blaming nursing home staff and visitors for spreading the virus in nursing homes instead of the March 25th order.
The cover-up is often worse than the crime. This is exactly what we're seeing here. Cuomo testified under oath that he did not draft, review, or discuss this report with the health department, but the House committee released evidence that proved he was lying.
Cuomo testified in front of the Republican-led House Oversight Committee last year and said under oath that he did not draft, review, or discuss this report with the health department. But the House committee released evidence that said otherwise and referred Cuomo for prosecution for lying to Congress.
This is not about political theater.
No, this is about accountability.
And it's not just Republicans saying this. Even House Democrats released their own report accusing Cuomo of undercounting nursing home deaths. This is a bipartisan recognition that Cuomo's administration manipulated data to make themselves look better while thousands of elderly New Yorkers were dying.
Even though House Democrats also released their own report accusing Cuomo of undercounting nursing home deaths, Cuomo's campaign now working to paint this as an attack by the Trump administration.
But instead of taking responsibility, Cuomo is playing the victim card, claiming this is all lawfare and election interference by the Trump administration. His campaign is even running ads portraying him as a victim of political prosecution.
Then they went after New York's Attorney General. Now they're attacking Andrew Cuomo to interfere with New York City's election.
Cuomo's spokesperson questioned the timing of the news. We have never been informed of any such matter. So why would someone leak it now? The answer is obvious. This is lawfare and election interference, plain and simple.
The evidence against Cuomo is absolutely damning. Emails show that he was directly involved in editing the report to minimize nursing home deaths. His administration deliberately changed how they counted deaths to exclude nursing home residents who died after they were transferred to the hospital. This wasn't just creative accounting. This was a deliberate attempt to mislead the public about the consequences of his policies. And when confronted about the evidence in Congress, he chose to lie under oath rather than to admit the truth. The nursing home scandal might just be the tip of the iceberg, just the tip. State records show that under Cuomo's oversight as budget director, $339 million in taxpayer funds have gone missing. And that number has since risen to $350 million, raising even more red flags for lawmakers. This is a pattern of Cuomo: mismanagement, cover-ups, zero accountability, and yet he's currently the front runner in the New York City mayor race. What does this tell you about Democrat voters in New York? Oh, and let's not forget that Cuomo resigned as governor in 2021 after New York Attorney General Letitia Peekaboo James, released a report detailing sexual harassment allegations from 11 different women. Hopefully one of them wasn't her.
So Cuomo and Attorney General Letitia James have long been political foes. Attorney General James released a report detailing that the Cuomo administration undercounted the number of COVID-related nursing home deaths. She also was the one to release a report alleging that Cuomo sexually harassed 11 women. And she has a statement in response to this ad, and she says, quote, say my name, it's Letitia James, and my candidate is Adrienne Adams.
This man has a long history of abusing power and avoiding consequences. The pattern is clear. Cuomo uses his power to benefit himself, cover up his mistakes, then plays victim when he's caught. Sounds familiar? And somehow he still has enough support. Now let's talk about what this means for the New York City mayor race. The primary is just 5 weeks away, and Cuomo is leading in the polls. But this investigation could change everything. Or maybe not, given how New York Democrats seemingly are willing to overlook past scandals.
So we're 5 weeks away from the primary race here in New York City.
Interestingly enough, some prominent Democrats are rallying around Cuomo, claiming this investigation is just election interference. Congressman Jerry Nadler and Congressman Richie Torres are flooding social media with support for Cuomo, showing that once again, Democrats will always circle the wagons around their own, no matter how serious the allegations are.
For allegedly lying to Congress about COVID-related nursing home deaths. But so far, it's helping him politically. Congressman Jerry Nadler, Congressman Richie Torres, and more flooding social media, calling this election interference.
This is going to put a lot of wind in Andrew Cuomo's sails right now. What Democratic voters are going to do is to rally around the flag, rally around the one of us who's being attacked.
Meanwhile, current Mayor Eric Adams, who's running for re-election, is staying relatively quiet about this matter. Adams himself was under federal investigation for corruption last year. Though those charges were eventually dropped, it seems like being under investigation is almost a prerequisite to become New York City mayor.
So Mayor Eric Adams said today that he has spoken in the past about how he believes that COVID vaccines especially were disproportionately spread out among Black communities. He's also said that he has some issues with some of the nursing home stuff, but hasn't really gone into too many details on that. But he did say that he is not going to cast any judgment.
Adam knows too well what it's like to be under the microscope. He faced his own federal investigation last year over alleged corruption. The irony of this is very palpable, like refrigerated butter. Two mayor candidates, both with federal investigations hanging over their head. Is this really the best New York has to offer? So what's the bottom line here? Andrew Cuomo's policies led to thousands of preventable deaths in nursing homes. His administration deliberately manipulated data to hide the true death toll. He lied under oath to Congress about his involvement in the cover-up and now wants to be the mayor of New York City. This investigation isn't about politics. It's about accountability for the families who lost loved ones because Cuomo's disastrous policies and subsequent cover-up. These weren't just statistics. They were mothers, they were fathers, they were grandparents who died alone because of the decisions made by Cuomo and his administration. The families of those who died deserve justice. They deserve to know the truth about what happened and why their loved ones were put at risk. And they deserve to see those responsible held accountable. America, this is what Democrat leadership looks like. Deadly policies, data manipulation, and zero accountability. accountability. And when they finally face the consequences of their actions, they cry political prosecution. This is a playbook that we've seen time and time again. No matter how much Democrats try to rewrite history, the truth of their C-19 failures will eventually come to light. Let me know what you guys think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe. And as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next.